Module 5 Chemical Dynamics, Lesson 15 Adsorption and Catalysis. Surface of solids plays a crucial role in many physical and chemical phenomena. There are two main reasons for this special role. सबसे पहले तो आता है surface of a substance that interacts firstly with its surroundings. फिर second आता है surface molecules that are on a different state as compared to the molecules in the interior of the solids. So when we are talking about the molecules, surface molecules, they interact more readily with other substances which come close by and are responsible for many special properties. In this lesson, we are going to study about two such properties, adsorption and catalysis. What are the objectives of this lesson? Firstly, we will define adsorption. After that, we will distinguish between physical adsorption and chemisorption, and then a list that explains the various factors that affect adsorption, state Froelich adsorption isotherm mathematically, and explaining Langmuir isotherm and catalysis, and after that we will distinguish between homogeneous and heterogeneous catalysis, and after that what is the role of activation energy in catalysis. Adsorption. The surface of a solid attracts and retains molecules of a gas or a dissolved substance which comes in its contact. So these molecules remain only at the surface and do not go deeper into the bulk. You can see it in figure 15.2a. This is adsorbent solid and this is adsorbed surface adsorbate. This is diagram of adsorption and this is of absorption, solid and adsorbed substances. And molecules in the interiors and at the surface of a solid. Diagram 15.1. So the phenomenon of attracting and retaining the molecules of a gas or a dissolved substance by the surface of a solid, resulting in their higher concentration on the surface, is called adsorption. The definitions are important, you should learn them thoroughly. And after that, substances which gets adsorbed is called adsorbate, and solid substance which adsorbs is called adsorbent. A molecule in the interior of a solid is surrounded by other molecules in all directions. So, however, a molecule at the surface is surrounded by other molecules within the solid phase but not from the outside. Therefore, these surface molecules have some unbalanced or residual forces. Adsorption and absorption. These terms look like similar but they are not. There is a difference between them. So, we will learn it. The phenomenon of adsorption is different from the absorption. Latter term implies that a substance is uniformly distributed throughout the body of a solid, while in absorption at the time of adsorption, it is happening only on the surface of the solid. So, if we leave a small lump of calcium chloride in open, it adsorbs water vapor, moisture from air, and after some time even starts dissolving in it. On the other hand, if we keep a sample of silica gel in open, it adsorbs water vapor on its surface only. What are the factors that affect adsorption? So, very first, the nature and the surface area of adsorbent. Second one, the nature of the adsorbed gas. Third one, temperature. And fourth one is pressure of the gas. So, let us now discuss these factors briefly. First, nature and surface area of the adsorbent. Different solids would adsorb different amounts of the same gas even under similar conditions. Substances like charcoal and silica gel are excellent adsorbents. The substances that are porous in nature and have rough surfaces are better adsorbents. The extent of the adsorption also depends upon the surface area of the solid. Greater the surface area and more is the surface available for adsorption and greater is the adsorption. Surface area depends upon the particle size of the substance too. So when we take a cube of each side equal to 1 centimeter, which has 6 faces, each of them is a square with surface area of 1 centimeter square. So total surface area of this cube is 6 centimeter square. If its each side is divided into 2 equal half centimeter long. Now the cube is divided into 2 equal half centimeter long. Cube is cut along the lines indicated in figure B. The cube would be divided into 8 smaller cubes with each side half centimeter long. Surface area of each small cube would be now 1.5 centimeter square. So the total surface area of all the 8 smaller cubes would be 12 centimeter square, which is now the double of the surface area of the original cube. So when it is divided into a smaller cube, each of side equal to 1 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 centimeter, the surface area will increase 6 into 10 to the power 6 centimeter square or 600 meter square. The increase in surface area would result in greater adsorption. Now we can explain why the solids that are porous in nature and have rough surfaces are better adsorbent. It is so because each of these features increases the surface area. Second, the nature of the adsorbed gas. The extent of adsorption also depends upon the nature of the gas. The gases which are more easily liquefiable or are more soluble in water are more readily adsorbed than others. For example, under similar condition, this amount of sulfur dioxide or ammonia adsorbed by charcoal is much more than that of hydrogen or oxygen. It is because the intermolecular forces are stronger in more easily liquefiable gases, therefore they get adsorbed more strongly. Temperature. The extent of adsorption decreases with rise in temperature. For example, under 1 atmospheric atm pressure, 1 gram of charcoal adsorbs about 10 centimeter cubic of nitrogen gas. At 272 Kelvin, 20 centimeter cube at 248 Kelvin and 45 centimeter cube at 195 Kelvin. So adsorption is an exothermic process. Exothermic process, the change in enthalpy when 1 mole of a substance is adsorbed is called enthalpy of adsorption. Definitions are important. Learn them thoroughly. The adsorption process is similar to the condensation process. The reverse process is called desorption and is endothermic in nature. It is similar to the evaporation process. When a gas is kept in contact with a solid adsorbent in a closed container, a dynamic equilibrium is established in due course of time. Gas plus solid reversible equation. Gas adsorbed on the solid plus heat. Since the forward process is exothermic in nature, according to Le Chatelier's principle, it would be forward at low temperature. Therefore, the extent of adsorption would increase or decrease with the temperature and would decrease on increasing the temperature. It means as soon as you are going to raise in the temperature, the adsorption would go decrease. So both are reversible. One is increasing, then the other one is decreasing. Pressure of the gas. At a constant temperature, the extent of adsorption increases with increase in the pressure of the gas. We shall study the relation between the two in detail in little later. Now, physical and chemical adsorption. Adsorption can be divided into two main categories. First one is physical adsorption, the second one is chemical adsorption. Physical adsorption is a very common type of adsorption. The basic feature of physical adsorption is that the adsorbed molecules are held at the surface of the adsorbent by weak van der Waals forces. These are the forces that exist between particles of all matter. Because of their universal nature, these forces would operate between any adsorbent and adsorbate pair. Therefore, the physical adsorption is observed on surface of any solid. Only the extent of adsorption varies according to the nature of the adsorbent and adsorbate as discussed earlier. Physical adsorption is characterized by low enthalpy of adsorption, that is about 10 to 40 kilojoule per molecule per mole. And another feature of the physical adsorption of a gas by a solid is that it is reversible in nature, and an equilibrium is established between the adsorbent and the adsorbate as discussed earlier. Increase of pressure increases the adsorption, and the release of pressure dissolves the gas. When temperature is increased, the physical adsorption decreases, and when it is lowered, the adsorption increases. In physical adsorption, several layers of adsorbates are adsorbed one over the other. Chemisorption or chemical adsorption. We have seen earlier that some unsaturated valencies exist on the surface of a solid. Whenever a chemical combination takes place between the adsorbent and the adsorbate, the adsorption becomes very strong. This type of adsorption caused by forces similar to chemical bonds between the adsorbent and the adsorbate is called chemisorption. The enthalpy of chemisorption is as high as that of chemical bonds, bond enthalpies, and it is in the range of 40 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Chemisorption is highly specific and is possible between a specific adsorbent-adsorbate pair. Like many of the chemical changes, it is irreversible. Attempts to release the adsorbed gas gives the gas and some amount of a definite compound. For example, oxygen gas is chemisorbed on tungsten. It is released from the surface of tungsten as a mixture of oxygen and tungsten oxide. Unlike physical adsorption, chemisorption first increases and then decreases with rise in temperature. Figure 15.4b. First it is increasing and then it is decreasing. This shows the chemisorption with an energy of activation. This shows that chemisorption has an energy of activation. During chemisorption, only one layer of adsorbate molecules is adsorbed. The main distinction between physical adsorption and chemisorption are summarized as below in the table. This is physical adsorption, this is chemisorption. Here the forces that are operating between adsorbent and adsorbent, they are weak forces, van der Waals forces. While in chemisorption, forces are strong and they are very similar to chemical bonds. Here the enthalpy of adsorption is very low, ranges from 10 to 40 kilojoule per mole, while it is from 40 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Here no activation energy is involved, while significant amount of activation energy is involved. It occurs more readily at low temperature, high pressure, while it is relatively at high temperature and high pressure. Chemisorption occurs at relatively high temperature and high pressure. In physical adsorption, it is not specific in nature. All gases are adsorbed on all solids and no compounds are formed. But in chemisorption, as we have seen the examples of our oxygen and tungsten oxide, it is highly specific in nature and occurs between those adsorbents and adsorbates which have possibility of compound formations between them. It is reversible in nature. The gas is dissolved on increasing the temperature, decreasing the pressure. Chemisorption is irreversible in nature. Desorption also separates some amount of the compound forms. Multi-layer formation is common in physical adsorption, while monolayer formation occurs in chemisorption. Now, let's check about the adsorption isotherm. This is adsorption isotherms. at different temperature T1, T2, T3. Here T1 is lesser than T2 and T2 is lesser than T3. So this is the adsorption isotherm of a gas. T1, T2, T3. T1 is very lesser than T3. So extent of adsorption is measured in the terms of quantity x upon m. What is x here? X is the mass of the gas. Adsorbed at equilibrium on mass m of the adsorbent. X upon m is the mass of the adsorbed per unit mass of the adsorbent. So the graph showing variation in x upon m with pressure at a constant temperature is called adsorption isotherm. Isotherm means having a same temperature. Now pressure is increasing, temperature is constant. So let us see the variation in extent of adsorption in case of gases and of solute from their solution. Adsorption isotherm of a gas which is adsorbed on a solid. It shows that the extent of adsorption of a gas on a solid increases with the increase in the pressure of the gas. P at 3 different constant temperature. The curves also show the extent of adsorption. Decreases at a fixed pressure at the temperature is increased. See the dotted line. Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Freundlich gave an empirical mathematical relationship between the extent of adsorption x upon m and the equilibrium pressure P at the gas as x upon m equal to k p raised to the power 1 upon n, where n is greater than 1. In this relation, k is a constant at a given temperature and depends upon the nature of the adsorbent and adsorbent. The value of n changes with pressure. It is 1 at low pressure and increases with pressure. The relationship is valid at a constant temperature. Therefore, it is called Freundlich adsorption isotherm. On taking logarithm of the above equation, we get log x upon m equal to log k plus 1 plus n upon 1 upon n log p. This is an equation of a straight line, and a plot of log x upon m against p should be a straight line with slope 1 upon n are depicted. But in actual practice, a straight line is obtained provided the data at very low and very high pressure is neglected. Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Adsorption isotherm. One of the drawbacks of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is that it fails at high pressure of the gas. Langmuir derived the N-adsorption isotherm on theoretical consideration based on kinetic theory of gases. This is named as Langmuir adsorption isotherm. This isotherm is based on the assumption that every adsorption site is equivalent and that the ability of a particle to bind there is independent on whether or not nearby sites are occupied. In his derivation, Langmuir considered adsorption to consist of the following two opposing process. One, adsorption of the gas molecules on the surface of the solid, and the second, desorption of the adsorbed molecules from the surface of the solid. Langmuir believed that eventually a dynamic equilibrium is established between the above two opposing forces. He also assumed that the layer of the adsorbed gas is only one molecule thick, that is unimolecular, since such type of adsorption is obtained in the case of chemisorption. Langmuir adsorption isotherm works particularly well for chemisorption. So, what is the Langmuir adsorption isotherm? It is represented as given a relation x upon m equal to a dot p upon 1 plus bp. Here a and b, these are two Langmuir parameters. At very high pressure, the above isotherm acquires the limiting form x upon m equal to a upon b at very high pressure. At very low pressure, this equation is reduced to x upon m equal to AP at very low pressure. In order to determine the parameters A and B may be written in its inverse form. M upon x equal to 1 plus BP upon AP or equal to B upon A plus 1 upon AP. A plot of M upon x against 1 upon P gives a straight line. The slope and intercept equal to 1 upon A and B upon A respectively. So both parameters can be determined. The Langmuir isotherm in the form of equation 15.1 is generally more successful in interpreting the data than the Freundlich isotherm when a monolayer is formed. A plot of x upon m versus p is shown in figure 15.7. At low pressure, according to equation 15.3, pressure x upon m increases linearly with p. At high pressure, according to equation 15.2, x upon m becomes constant. That is, the surface is fully covered and change in pressure has no effect and no further absorption takes place, as it is evident from figure 15.7. X upon m is increasing, pressure P increasing, and it is constant after the limit. Adsorptions from solution. Adsorptions occurs from solutions also. The solutes gets adsorbed on the surface of a solid adsorbent. Charcoal, a good adsorbent, is often used to adsorb acetic acid, oxalic acid and organic dyestuffs from their aqueous solution. The extent of adsorption x upon m, it depends upon the concentration C of the solute. Freundlich isotherm is application to absorption from solution when concentration is used in place of pressure as shown below. X upon m equal to K C to the power 1 upon m. And in the logarithmic form is log x upon m equal to log K plus 1 upon n log C. The plot of log x upon m against C is also a straight line, provided very low and very high concentrations are avoided. What are the applications of adsorption? The phenomenon of adsorption find many applications. First, activated charcoal is used in gas mask in which toxic gases are adsorbed and air passes through it. Secondly, you have seen small cloth packs. Silica gel gets packed in small cloth packs, is used at absorbing moisture in bottles of medicine and in small electronic instruments. Animal charcoal is used for decolorizing many compounds during their manufacture. And in chromatography, the selective adsorption of different solutes on the surface of solid adsorbent helps in their separation, and mordant are used during dye process with certain dyes. In such cases, the mordant fix the dye on the fabric by adsorption. Now, this is your in-text exercise 15.1. Some questions stating for true and false. Do them yourself, and we will take the next part in next video.